First, we need to see that what are we going to today. In the last lecture, we completed a subject verb conquered. Now we are going to study something very important. But let's see the information of the lecture first. What we are going to do, we are going to practice the writing composition. And this is lecture number 1, students. I suppose you all can understand what does it mean by writing composition. Writing composition, we are going to practice story writing today. And story writing, what will we practicing? What will we get there? Let me just see, students. Okay. The features of the same. Now you see that in 8th also you had a story writing, but that was in a limited way because it was there short story writing. But now you are in the ninth standard, then you should be careful enough that the word limit, the format of writing story, do's and don'ts, which are very important when it comes to write a story. Right, everyone? So this we need to understand how can we make this happen, right? Let's see. While attempting the question of story writing, the candidates must keep the format of the story in mind. Check the points that must be present in your story. So it tells you people that you need to keep one thing or more than one things in your mind when you write the story. That's first one is the format of the story. And the second one is the points basically which are to be added actually, right? This you need to keep in your mind so that we can justify what is all this taking place here. The next one is, now you see when it comes to prepare the story, when you just plan to write a story, the first thing should stick to your mind, and that is the title of the story. See, students, whenever you get a question of the story, you just need to write a story. You have got a question. After reading the question once, twice, or thrice, you just need to understand one thing. You need to develop an idea of title of the story. The story that after reading it, that will start revolving in your mind. But before that, you just need to decide what will be the title of the story. Keep the title of your story eye-catching. That means the narrator wants to say you that if the one is going to read the story written by you, the title of that story should be eye-catching. Eye-catching refers to like it should give its complete meaning that what is mentioned or what is written in the story. And that is only possible when you write the title eye-catching. Means the title of it will make sure that your story revolves around the title only. The title will reflect what is written in the story, right? And if you have written the eye-catching title, this will help you people to make your story very interesting and impressive, right? You may name it after the main character, object, incident, or proverb, or like a quotation. The examples are given to you people. How can you prepare your title? The title can be after the main character. Suppose you have decided to write something and you must have developed the characters of the story. Then the title can be related to the character or the specific object is mentioned in the story or any particular incident you feel that you want to mention in the story, right? Or proverb or like quotations. Just you need to just decide what you are going to mention in that, right? So the title should be eye catching. This we'll see when we get the stories. The title can be a proverb also. In Hindi, we call it a kahawat or quotations. You can understand easily, like we put there. So what we need to see, we just need to understand these can be eye-catching. And if the one reads the story's title, should be able to get like what he that's gonna understand. So see what we got like we need to make our title impressive and eye-catching, which will just impress the reader or like eye-catching, which will just get you the good marks. Let's see the next one. So after writing the title, students, you have to just start writing your story. But in that, you just need to give the introduction para of that the story you are going to write. What it is like the beginning of the story catches the utmost attention of the reader, like how you are going to start the story. The beginning of the story should be utmost eye-catching also, and that requires or attended the attention of the reader. So make sure you use a catchy line while introducing a story. You can also take help from the lines provided in the question paper and make a story out of it. For instance, like the example is given for you people, you can use phrases like once upon a time, there used to be. Now you need to see like the story you are going to introduce, the introducing para should be very impressive. The first line basically, which will just get you good impression and the reader will have its like understanding in a very proper way and will get it in a very smooth manner. Students, let me just so students, what we were just getting like when it comes to write the story, we just need to understand the first title of the story that we got like that can be based on the story or the characters. And the next one, when you're going to like start your writing your story, you need to give intro para. Intro para refers to like introduction of the story, right? And how you're going to begin the story that should be like in a very interesting way or like eye catching or like that requires or like attracts the attention of the reader, right? That you just need to concentrate, like you need to practice some 5, 8 or 10 story writings or need to read the stories, how the stories have been started. For instance, like an example is given to you people, you can use phrases like once upon a time, there used to be, once upon a time there. So this helps you to just introduce your story in a really very proper manner. Let's see the next one. Then you talk about the plot actually. What it refers to, the plot actually means your whole story. The plot actually you need to understand the things basically you are going to put like the incident or the sequence or the series of the incidents, or there will be the characters of the story which you have to visualize before writing. That refers to the plot, right? Means your whole story. The things basically you are going to put in your story, how you just justify how you'll start, from where you're going to start your story, what sort of characters you'll put in your story, which will be the main character, which one will be the second character, and these characters will be correlated, right? That will just help you people to understand it in a really very easy way, which will just get you the sense of putting the things in a very proper manner, right? So this is all how it is making you people understand that you are going to make the things in a very smooth way. See, you got it, like the series of the incidents and the characters. So make sure your plot is well developed and based on your title, right? The plot is the sequence of events around which the pursuits of the main as well as the other characters in your story revolves. So one thing is making us very understandable that it is helping us to get the things in a very smooth manner, right? So the character plot you have understood, I hope so, that if any one of you even get the prop, you can talk, because in the last session also we practiced that the characters and the story will help you understand the things in a very smooth way. Then good introduction of characters. Make sure you include the worthy characters in your story. The characters must be included in such a way that they enhance and give meaning to your story. Use dialogues to revealing the character. Spell out the strengths and weakness of your main character. Such details make a character come alive. You may insert you may insert dialogues wherever possible. Certainly make the story interesting. So you got students, characters which you are going to put in your story will make the story interesting, will make the story really understandable and meaningful to the readers. When you just make the characters live, their activities or the things or the events occur in the story written by you proves the like active things to the reader. When it is like there, then this will help people to understand. That means you need to make the story interesting with the help of the characters involvement. The next one we find there, conclusion. The best way to conclude your story is to end it with moral. Moral means, like students, that you're not going to write a straightway moral in the story. While just ending the story, you'll just need to give a message in the story by just providing conclusion with the help of the moral, like you are teaching something to the readers, those who are reading it, right? In this way, the reader will get impacted by your story. Sometimes open ending also leaves an impact on reader's mind. So it is totally on you on how to conclude your story. Means when you are concluding your story, during that you just need to justify that you are going to mention the conclusion or the solution of the story, or if any sort such type of story you are presenting in which you got the incident very critical, then you're going to end it in a very relaxed and smooth way so that the reader can feel relaxed and respite after reading the story. At the end means you have just ended in a very smooth manner. That's what we need to understand this. Now the points to be kept in mind when it comes to write the story, there are some points which are to be kept in mind. The first one is focus should be on a single incident. Just you need to justify students that you need to focus on a single incident, and you will just extend it with the help of the characters. When you are just going to put this with the help of the character, you'll extend the incident, and that will consume your words and involve the different characters also in the incident. The next one is always use past tense while writing a story. So ultimately, when you're writing the story, you'll just mention there only past tense. Ultimately, the story is written in the past tense. Some of the students mention it and make it wrong, like a combination of present, past, like this. You just need to justify the maximum sentences of the story are written in the past. Always you need to keep in mind. The next one, frame the story keeping in mind the central character. Means you must decide the protagonist. Protagonist means like the central character or the main character, or like hero, you can say, of your story. That is to be kept in mind, right? The next one, consequence or climax of the story should be clear and satisfying. At the end of the story, in the climax, basically, you just explain the things, what it is all about, right? That should be satisfactory. Now the next one is make simple and innovative use of language. You just need to understand that you need to make the language very simple and innovative. If you just make the story innovative, the reader will take interest in you, in your story. Language means like you're not putting much difficult words, or like you're not making grammatical mistakes. That means your sentences are conveying the language in a simple way, and the one who's reading will be able to understand it in a very easy way. That means you don't make the sentences complex, which will not be understandable by the reader. If this takes place, then you lost the marks there. You won't be able to get the marks. That you need to keep in mind. The stick to the limit of 100 to 120 words. Now let me tell you, students, this will be a 5 marks in your exam. Stick to the limit of 100 to 120 words. If it is a 5 marks, then you need to maintain this. Make sure the story has a moral message if it requires one. Now you need to understand if there is a requirement of the moral. This will be mentioned in the question, then you'll go ahead with the help of this. The next one is write the story in 100 to 120 words based on the inputs given below. Now students, I'm just saying you to just note it down this, or you can just pause it down. You need to write this story. You need to complete this story. I am not going to give you the title of this story also. You need to justify yourself. You all need to justify it yourselves. The title you will decide what will be the title of the story, right? So that we can decide what is going to take place there. Students, I'm telling you one thing, your attendance is taken at the end when there is a cross questioning session or doubt clearing session. Some of the students leave the class. So see, students, read the question in a very proper manner. You need to give the title to the story, and then you need to complete this. There was a joint family of 6 members, including grandparents. It was the 75th birthday of the grandmother celebrated, right? I hope so that you understand this. It was the 75th birthday of the grandmother, and the family planned to celebrate it. Now you need to see, students, how will you celebrate? What should be the title of the story? And how shall we manage this further? Right? This will help us. Now you see, you can take it as a in a very systematic way. What should be the title of the story, and then what you are going to write in it? How will you decide the characters? And then what is the central character of the story? The story will revolve around it. And the next one is like your deciding means plot means sequence of the incident, how these will take place. How will you just mention the things in a very systematic way, which will help the reader to understand and with an ease way the story, right? So students, that's enough for today's lecture related to story. Now we shall have doubt clearing session as well as notebook checking session, right?